He's missed this goal of trying to make 5,000 in a single week several times now. Remember, at one point he was talking about doing 200,000 Model 3s last year. And so at this point, he's topped out at about 2,000 a week. And the market's really been curious, is he going to be able to reach this 5,000 a week goal by the end of the second quarter? A lot of surprise this week when the company announced that they were going to take the plant down for about a week to upgrade. And now he's telling the troops there at Fremont, hey, we don't just need to get to 5,000. Let's go for 6,000 so there's some wiggle room there.
You know, he is somebody who it's been hard to bet against, and the stock has suffered very recently. But what would you say shareholders should be thinking about at this point? And where do you think the market direction is headed?
Well, it's not just about reaching the goal of 5,000 or 6,000 in a single week. What analysts and investors are wanting to see is continued ability to produce cars beyond just a single week, to do it quarter after quarter after quarter, because that's what he needs to do to start generating cash, to start paying for the business, and to start paying for the expansion of the business. Remember, it's not just the Model 3 that he wants to bring out. He wants to bring out a compact SUV called the Model Y next.
And Tim, obviously, one of the big questions related to all that is whether the company is going to have to raise more capital sooner than later. Elon Musk says no. Some analysts are saying that the math tells them he might have to do that. It's been a big element of kind of the short case on the stock. So how do we sort out exactly whether they will, in fact, need to raise more capital soon?
Well, it's a question of need or want, right? I mean, the idea of the Tesla story is massive expansion, huge growth that's being funded by additional capital coming into the company. So he likes to say he doesn't need it, but then the company also talks about its growth ambitions and gets investors excited about the idea of bringing out the Model Y next and the idea of more automated driving features in the future. So he might say he doesn't need it, but are they going to want it?
It's not just the analysts and the media that he's been taking on. It's also the NTSB when it comes to this most recent crash. In fact, they've been cut out of the investigation. What happened?
Yeah, a real rare public feud between one of the nation's top safety investigators and a publicly traded company here. The NTSB, as we know, has some strict rules on how it does investigations. It likes to bring all the parties in. And the agreement is, hey, the NTSB controls the flow of information. It doesn't want miscommunication or the wrong impression about a crash to get out. And Tesla, however, is very aggressive in defending itself on 3 occasions, going out and saying what happened, details of the crash, most recently essentially blaming the driver and saying autopilot is safe. And this really got under the skin of the NTSB.
Also, the Center for Investigative Reporting recently saying that Tesla's been holding some accidents off the books to try and make their statistics look better. How do you dig through all of this? How do you sort this out? I mean, this is something that I get lots of email and tweets about all the time. How do you kind of sort out what is and what isn't and try and determine where the truth lies?
Well, the challenge of making cars is it's hard and messy and complicated. And here in Silicon Valley, where the factory is in Fremont outside of San Francisco, there's not this long history. There's a long history of building cars there, but not in the Silicon Valley ethos. And we're seeing this kind of struggle of a startup company deal with making cars. And now Tesla would say that their rates are about average, or they're trying to be better than the industry. But we've seen some struggles there. And that's also affecting the company because this has opened the door for organized labor to try to make an attempt to organize the factory. We've seen the UAW push very hard on Fremont.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.